youth participation is a key component of the Headspace model. It's really important that we ensure that our practices are effective and they're relevant for young people who are accessing those services. So, Andrew, how are young people involved in your centre's governance, and if they're not, how should they be?
We've got young people involved in every aspect, and it's critical, as you say. For us, we've got young representatives of our youth reference group on our consortium committee, so they're involved in the same capacity as any of our other partner agencies in terms of informing how we think strategically in our local community about how we respond to the needs of the local community. We've also had opportunities for young people to give feedback outside of that sort of formal youth reference group structure. Another thing that's been fantastic for us is actually having young people involved on our recruitment panels as well. So having a youth reference group member sit on a panel and interview future staff members, because the majority of the time it's fine, but sometimes you do get applicants who sort of don't necessarily, I guess, respond to the young person's questions in the same way, and that to me says this person's maybe not the right person to be working at a Headspace centre.
Yeah. James, how do you approach this at your centre?
Similar to what Andrew just said, but I guess when we first started the role, youth participation was this kind of concept where I didn't really understand, and I guess talking to other centre managers and other centres, it really embedded the true nature of what Headspace is. So from concept of Bondi Junction Headspace Centre, I initiated a group of young people, and since that time really asked them to lead the way in terms of how the centre ought to be run for young people in the community. So from recruitment, from attending consortium meetings, looking at our policies, our brochures, our consent and confidentiality forms, really asking them for their input. And I think that's given us so much value in terms of what young people want and also their buy-in to the centre.
How are young people involved in the ongoing refinement of your centre services?
So our youth reference group meets on the 1st and 3rd of the month, each month, and that the community engagement officer and myself facilitate those meetings. And I guess for each meeting we have a standing agenda item, so any new policies or procedures come, any new posters that we want to kind of put up in the service in the centre, we ask their permission first and see if that's in keeping with what we want the centre to look like.
And Nikki, at your centre, how is this done?
Yeah, similar, involving the youth reference group with their fortnightly meetings with the community engagement team, and also myself at times when they have pizza. I like to go along. But really, you know, they drive the centre, so making sure the relationship with them is genuine, it's not tokenistic, including them in our strategic planning days, our team building days, and really encouraging relationships with our staff, with our access team.
How do young people contribute to the evaluation of your services?
Really across all aspects of the service. I think it's really important to acknowledge that because something was youth friendly once doesn't mean it always is. So we're bringing things back to our youth reference group. We've recently instigated what we're calling a youth friendliness audit for our centre. So we're in a building that's only been around for a couple of years, and our youth reference group were really heavily involved in the design and build concept for that. But we've now developed a bit of a checklist that we're going to instigate as an annual process, so that our youth reference group and other young people as well, if they want to be involved, can I guess rate the feel of the centre, its internal decor, things like whether it feels safe and culturally aware and sensitive, you know, whether the magazines that we've got are relevant, whether there's enough beans in the bean bag, those sorts of things, to make sure that the centre is still youth friendly. And we do the same sorts of things with our brochures and posters as well, bring them back to the youth reference group every so often and just say, look, is this still making sense?